Fact that there wasn't mobile, that's telephone, rampant then, was a big setback. Unlike now that people resolve their issues on the phone, communicate on the phone through WhatsApp, social media and everything. Back then in early 2000, there wasn't something like that. So it was hard for me to communicate with anyone, to know what was happening. But the next thing that happened was, right the very next day that my mother-in-law came, someone knocked on our door. I didn't know how it happened. I didn't know how fast he could go until I saw him standing at the door. I was so scared that he would pounce on me. But he came looking so worried and so gentle. And I was like, hey, hope this man hasn't come with another strategy. I stood there, not letting him in. I didn't even find a word to greet him or say anything. I was just staring in his eyes while he was staring in mine. We stood still for like 5 minutes or eternity. And then he spoke up. He said, hey, mommy, how are you? Hey, I've been so worried about you. I was speechless. I was just looking at him. And then he said, you should have told me that you wanted to go home. I would have supported you and taken you to the park instead of just leaving unannounced. Do you know how worried I and my brother were when we came home and didn't meet you at home? At first, I thought you went to buy something. But after hours passed and it got into night, I became worried. My brother still told me not to worry, that you are an adult and that you must have gone somewhere. By then, I was already nursing anger in me, thinking of how to caution you when you get back, already boiling with anger. It dawned on me that you weren't coming back when it was midnight. I stayed awake all through the night till the next day, and still, I didn't see you. I had to call everybody I knew in Lagos, and they said they didn't see you. I had to call your brother, and your brother said you didn't contact him. So that was when I called the village and informed my mother and my siblings. And my mom suggested to come and inform your people, unknown to her that you're already back home. Then I was still standing there speechless. And then he breathed a sign of relief and tried to hug me. I shrunk away from his hug. I didn't understand what he was trying to play at. The fact that he found me safe, or the fact that I was still carrying the swollen face which he meted on me. The next thing, he wanted to come in, and I didn't allow him because I knew that my family would not want to see him inside the house. So I asked him what he wanted. Then he was shocked. He looked surprised and said, what I wanted? You are my wife. I paid in full for your dowry. I came to take you back home. Then I told him that I wasn't going anywhere. He looked a little bit angry, but then changed his face and said, I came all the way from Lagos, left everything I was doing just to come back and make sure that you are okay. And now you are telling me that I can't come into my in-laws' house and you can't follow me home. Then what do you want? I told him that I needed some time in my house before I could follow him anywhere. The next thing this man did was to kneel down and started begging me to forgive him for the beating and everything. At that, I started crying. My tears was not because of my swollen face or the pain I felt. My tears was why I let myself into this kind of mess. Because I had expected him to just walk away when I told him that I didn't want to go back with him. But him kneeling down there was all an act just to confuse my mind and make my family members think that this man was so much in love with me and that this man was such a very humble person. Because as he was kneeling down, my mother came out and saw him on his knees. She became speechless. She had wanted to rage at him for what he did to me, but seeing him kneeling down, she became emotional. And then she told him to get up. And she changed her tone. Instead of the shouting and lecture she was supposed to give him, she brought him into the house. And that was where my problem started again. Because my mom was somebody that forgive easily, even without you asking for forgiveness. Not to talk the fact that you knelt down to show your remorse. That was how he came in, and my mom went to prepare food for this man. And he sat there eating the food and was pretending as if nothing happened. He was lucky that my siblings were not around. They were in school. So he met only me and my mom in the house. My dad was not around also. After he finished devouring the food, he told my mom how worried he was and everything. I was just looking at him. I was seeing a devil in him, but the love I had for him could not let me take action. And there and then, I forgave him and packed my bag to go back to his house.